You gotta motivate.
Get up and keep going.
Celebrate.
This life you've been holding.
Demonstrate
your love and devotion.
And everybody get up and get up. It's time to get it moving, y'all. Step up your game. You gotta motivate.
Get up and keep going.
Celebrate.
This life you've been holding.
Demonstrate
your love and devotion.
And everybody get up and get up. Motivate.
Get up and keep moving.
Celebrate.
This life is no illusion.
Demonstrate
the skills you've been using.
And everybody get up and get up.
And welcome back to yet another review by Zombill. In today's review, we're going to take a look at almost had that wrong. 4 flavors. One of which I purchased, but the other 3 was sent on by Boca Vapes. You can find them at bocavapes.com. And you know how we roll, peeps. We're going to go take a look at their website. And then we're going to come back and have ourselves a big vape session. So let's do that thing that you do. Let's have ourselves a big vape. Welcome to the brief online tutorial for Boca Vapes. Now let's check out the main web page. You can find Boca Vapes at bocavapes.com. They are based out of Boca Raton, Florida. And they have their contact information right there at the top with their phone number. Now let's take a look at pricing information on their e-juices. This is just an example of my favorite that they carry, which is tiramisu. Now you can of course get their e-juices in 0, 3, 6, 12, 18, and 24. Their 10 ml bottles start out at $4.66, and you can get their 30 ml bottles for $10.39. Exceptional deal. Not too many have deals that good, and that's why I find myself going back and forth to them over the tiramisu. Your PGBG can also be customized. You can get a 70-30, a 50-50, a 30-70. You can also get Max BG, which is personally what I recommend. So I guess on their secondary menu, you can take a look and see what they carry for batteries and accessories, which will have like the VTR, the E-Cig, and then they also have the RBA mechanicals, which you can see they've got things like the Hades, Kato's Hammer, the Kraken, some very good original gear. So that will do it for the brief online tutorial for Boca Vapes. Now, back to the review. Okay, so no need for disclaimer this time, because when I made the purchase, they sent me 3 additional, and so I'm not sure if they really wanted me to do a review or not, but I'm going to do one anyway. So this is going to be on Boca Vapes. And the first one that we're going to start out with, let's take a look at their label here real quick. Now usually over here on the side, I'll explain it in a second, it's got all the PGBG and nicotine information, and they have Boca Vapes, and you can see that this one here says Tickle Me Pink, and then on the one side it says please keep all nicotine products out of reach of children and pets. And the one side, it has all the Nic Strengths and everything, has been written through with an MV and a 3. That's because they don't have a 3 on their Nic Strengths for the label, and they don't have Max VG on their label. But the other rest of their label has the rest of their PGBG information, as well as the other Nic Strengths that they carry. So, if it's not on their label, they write it in for you. So that's really cool, because I could see how people would get a little confused on, what they receive. So, Tickle Me Pink, I have loaded in my K-Fun 3.1 ES by Schmobesto, and I have that on my E-Cig Supreme, which the resistance is reading about 1.2 ohms, and I have a freshly charged Sony battery in here, so the charge is going to be about 4.2 volts. And we're vaping this at 20 watts. Now, Tickle Me Pink is pretty much like a really good sweet cotton candy vape. And I've had a couple cotton candy. Well, there you go. I just pulled a Zombill. It's been a while since I've done that, so everybody have a group vape. I've had a couple of cotton candy vapes in my time as a reviewer, but I've never had one taste right. This one here tastes spot on to cotton candy. Now, as far as the throat hit goes, actually I should say the flavor profile first. I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. Now the throat hit, I'm going to give it about a mild, and my mild is always a 6 out of 10. And the vapor production, it's max BG, so of course it's going to have a lot more vapor production. I give it a 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of it. Now this next one is called App Mode. Now App Mode, I was kind of a little bit, leery about this because, when it comes to pastry vapes, it's a little bit, just most pastry vapes that I've had just don't come out right for some reason. But this one here, a little bit of an exception. Have it loaded in an IGO L, which is mega microcoiled to about 1.2 ohms, and I have it on my Bobo, which will be firing at about 15 watts. Now here again we have Max BG, and I've had these for about 6, maybe 7 weeks now, so they've had plenty of time to steep, and it tastes a lot like apple pie, but not Granny's apple pie, but more like the red apple kind of apple pie, which, I've never been too big on green apples, but red apples I like. And it's also got that cream factor going on, so I guess that's the reason why it's called App Mode, because it's like apple a la mode, I guess. So, really delicious. So I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10 on the flavor profile. And as far as all-day vape goes, yes, this is definitely an all-day vape. Throat hit, I'm going to give it a mild. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to give it a little less than a mild. I'm going to say this one is a 4 out of 10, because it's not really giving me any kind of throat hit, which is spot on to what I enjoy. Now, I know that, everything is subjective, so to each their own. People who like a really harsh throat hit, to people that like, not so much as a subtle throat hit or no throat hit at all. Well, I always like as little throat hit as possible because I like more of the flavor, more of the intense flavor. So 4 out of 10 for the throat hit. And then, of course, vapor production, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of it. It's called Cullen's Cream, or is it Cullen's? I don't think it'd be Cullen Cream, but it'd probably be, that would be messed up if it was. Cullen's Cream. Now, Cullen's Cream, if you take a big smell of it, you can smell right away that it's a vanilla custard. And I have it loaded in my IoT, which is on a KTS, and I have that IoT dual parallel microcoiled to about, I think it's about 0.4 ohms. And I've got a fresh Sony battery in here as well, which is about 4.2 volts. Now this is the way that a vanilla custard should taste. It should be light. It should have a lot of taste to it. It should be very creamy. And most of all, it should be very satisfying. Any good vanilla custard should have those qualities to it. If it's heavy, it's going to be thrown off a little bit. And I could be wrong, but I think that they're making a vanilla custard here that has no diactyl in it. And that's the reason why it's a very good golden yellow color after it's had 6 to 7 weeks of steeping. So, in my opinion, since I've always favored custards as my complete all-day vape, I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. The throat hit, I give it a 4 out of 10. And the vapor production, I give it 9 out of 10. Plenty of it and very consistent. Okay, so for the final one here is going to be tiramisu. Now, this is the one that I actually purchased from them. Now, I purchased tiramisu. I just pulled another Zombill, so everybody group vape. I purchased tiramisu from them probably once every couple of months because this is something that I vape maybe every other day, and it's an all-day vape too. So I really, really enjoy this. Now, I've had this in every kind of setup you can imagine. I've had it in bottom coil clarimisers. I've had it in CEs. I've had it in drippers. I've had it in Jenny style tanks, and I've also had it in K-Funds. Now, say what you will, but this tiramisu definitely rocks. Out of every tiramisu vape that I've ever had from the different companies that are out there, this one here stands, and it will stand the test of time. It does not turn dark brown like most tiramisus will. It turns to a golden brown. So it's still translucent. You can still see through it, where the others you can't see through. And the smell on this is exactly the way a tiramisu is supposed to smell. Now I have it loaded in my crown that's on my Chiyu, and I have it parallel micro dual coiled to about 0.2 ohms. And this sucker is a cloud chaser for sure. But I have a fresh Sony battery in this one as well. So we're going to fire this one at 4.2 volts. Now, typically I would do the vanilla custard last on review, but because this is my favorite coffee style dessert that's out there, you know, I had to put this one last. This one is definitely a 10 out of 10 for the flavor profile all day long. Tiramisu, if you did not know, is a coffee style dessert. Very, very rich in coffee, very rich in cream, very rich in a little bit of like pastry, but it's not pastry. So, but it is the way that they do it at Boca Vapes. If I'm saying it right, it's either Boca Vapes or Baca Vapes. I'm not sure. I'll probably hear from the owner saying it's Baca Vapes. But nevertheless, 10 out of 10 flavor profile. Throat hit, virtually non-existent, so I'll give it a 2 out of 10, which double thumbs up. And as far as vapor production goes, you be the judge. So there you have it, my peeps. That's 4 from Boca Vapes, which is based out of Boca Raton, Florida, if I'm saying that right. Custom flavored nicotine liquid, various E-Cig models, cartridges, and supplies. So if you fancy trying one of these out for yourself, you can go along to bocavapes.com, or you can find them on their Facebook, which I'll have right here. Big shout out to the owner of Boca Vapes for sending these on to me. I appreciate it, and I seriously hope that you enjoy the review. I don't know that you wanted me to do one, but that's what I do. So I hope you enjoyed the review. Please subscribe to my YouTube. And as always, my peeps and peepettes, happy vaping.